It's Ryan here from happytrader.io. Today we're going to do a 2023 year-to-date backtest for day trading using a small account size on the S&P 500, the ES E-Mini Futures, which is the most liquid product available on the stock market. We're going to be using our uptrend and downtrend signals. You can see that little overlay flashing over. That's our long-only backtester. We're going to go ahead and configure that to where we are able to just use our alerts that we set right here when we install HappyTrader onto TradingView, and we can set once per bar, once per minute, whatever you prefer. But this is going to generate signals, and we are going to run a back test. So we're going to see how this would have done on the 5-minute chart and what kind of percentage return we would have had just going from uptrend to downtrend signal. And that would be a downtrend signal there. We haven't gotten one yet today because today is an up day. So we are going to just load up our strategy tester. We already have the strategy actually loaded. You can see it toggling on and off. So what we want to do is make sure deep back testing is enabled, which it is. That's going to give us our time frame as far as being able to specify, right? So we're going to do 2023, and we're going to do just January 1st to today, which is December 19th. We're going to set our parameters. We're going to do a small account size. Let's do a reasonable $2,500. Most brokers are going to charge, maybe require around maybe $500 to have for each contract. And for overnight, that'd be for day trading margin. For overnight margin, a little more than that. Some brokers are going to raise that depending on the volatility of the market, as they do not want to take on too much risk. So we're going to take off pyramiding for this test. We're just going to blank that out, and that'll default to 0. We're going to do one contract, so the smallest size that you can do, and we are going to run our back test. Let's go ahead and make sure that our parameters look correct. Everything looks good. We have our overlays directly over our uptrend and downtrend signals, and we'll go ahead and generate the report and see how she did. Okay, so not too bad. Let's kind of bring this up into the field of view. We'll hide the indicator and the signals for now, and we'll just kind of evaluate what we're looking at. So we started out with a $2,500 account, and good thing we did, because we drew down quite a bit, right? So if you would have started with $1,000 account, you may have been margin called. So it does help to have 5-10 grand in there. Now, one thing I'll say, I'll cut straight to the chase on this one, is if you are worried about drawdown, there's a few ways to do hedging. I will be doing an entire series on hedging, so just make sure you like and subscribe so you can get, all the value that you possibly can, and, avoid, losing money and taking massive drawdowns, not only financially, but psychologically when you see this red. So one of the ways that you can hedge would be to take your ES long, so you have your one contract long, and if you start to go under, you can add a MES order, a series of MES orders short. So you could do like 1 ES long and 10 MES short. You could also do it the other way around. The commission's going to be higher on the MES, but you would be able to hedge directly using micros. The other way you can hedge is a little more complex, using, like an inverse on the NASDAQ. You're not going to be able to take both sides of the trade with the ES, and you can see that 1,144%, so over 1,000%, is what we came out with. So what I would recommend is, if you're worried about an initial drawdown, you can see this entire equity curve has a very positive expectancy that absolutely crushes the market. But like these kinds of caverns and cutouts here are where you're going to get psychologically, thrown a little bit, especially if it happens in the beginning of a strategy. And that's why we like to optimize with back testing before we actually get involved, with putting something out there to the public, right? We want to make sure that, we're going to give people the best chance of having an edge and getting trading ideas and all that stuff. But you can see that we had a little bit of a drawdown. All you would have had to have done is buy either put options on the SPY, or you could hedge using, like I said, MES contracts. And then when that first contract, that long ES, gets above water, you can take that hedge off. And then if it goes back under, you can put the hedge back on, and you're not always going to get it perfect. And what you want to do when you're hedging using futures is avoid futures chop, and you want to, make sure that you get some kind of confirmation in the form of maybe an uptrend signal before you consider removing your hedge. But that's where happytrader.io is going to give you a nice little edge to that hedge. So not trying to rhyme there or anything, but really though, it's a great equity curve, and you can see that if we bring up our window here and we just kind of maximize it. You can see our total closed trades for the entire year, pretty manageable. 654 closed trades. We had 28% profitability, so a little less than one third of the trades were profitable. Like I say in other videos, win rate doesn't matter necessarily when you're in a strategy where your winners are going to outperform your losers. So you need to be aware of that, and I'll just demonstrate that by showing you the trading log. And you can see that the white, which are the winners, are going to outsize. There's going to be more losers, bigger streaks of losers, but then you're going to get these winners that are much larger, and that's how a happy trader is designed. So that win rate, it can be important, and I'll go into that in another video about maybe selling options premium where win rate is paramount. But when you're trading something like futures and you're actually at the money all the time and you're deciding direction, you're going to get a lot more volatility and chop. So not only do you need to know how to hedge, you also have to be aware that using a positive expectancy strategy is going to be the way to go. And our long only strategy using the ES seems to be working just fine on the 5-minute chart. And 654 closed trades, 1,144% gains. For context, the regular market, like I say in every other video, does 7 to 10, maybe 11% per annum. And that is, people are able to retire off that, right? So that's no small amount of compounding. So just imagine if you take even a small piece of your portfolio and you're using a little bit of leverage responsibly and making sure that you are hedging if you are in a position where you are close to break even on that first position. So make sure you're using risk management. Always educate yourself prior to trading. And Happy Trader is here and able to be traded on paper trading and virtual trading, and you can do that right within trading view actually. So you don't have to worry about putting real money on the table until you kind of get a feel for things. But we did have a drawdown here. I wanted to go over this. So we took a small drawdown here. We took a pretty decent drawdown here. Man, all the way from 10 grand to like 3,600. But then we took one from 30,000 all the way to 17,000. And that's one that even would shake up like some of the most seasoned traders out there. So again, what you have to remember is just because we have a back test saying that happytrader.io, went from uptrend to downtrend signal, just doing easy peasy trading and had a market, crushing experience in 2023, doesn't mean that you shouldn't take profit when you're at some of these peaks. And maybe you wait until you've either hit a certain dollar amount, you've hit a certain point amount on each trade, but there's a lot of opportunity to get out of these trades and not have to worry about these big drawdowns by riding the entire move. So that's another big plus with happytrader.io. Not to mention, you do not have to trade futures to begin with. You can trade options and increase your win rate, such as selling options out of the money, collecting premium, and benefiting from the benefit of time decay, theta decay. And that's something I'll get into in an entire series on this channel. So make sure, again, to like and subscribe so you can become the best trader. I'm willing to kind of give you the brain dump of everything that I've learned and what we do here at Happy Trader. And that's our back test for today. Looks really good. We have a great set of winning trades that are just outperforming our losing streaks. Overall, this is a wonderful long only strategy with a net profit of 1,144%. Commissions, they're going to vary, but generally it's going to be like around maybe $1, 65 per trade. So you could factor that in, do the math, and you can see that you're just still crushing the market. And the other thing, like I said before, is always remember that if you get an uptrend signal and then maybe you get a sell signal, you can always take profit. You know what I mean? You could take profit at that sell signal. So, a really conservative way to trade Happy Trader is just to take your trade at the uptrend signal. And then just if you get a sell blip, even if it's a flattened out Illuma trend like we have here, maybe this move was big enough for you to take profits. That's a pretty good move on the ES. So, we're not talking about a slouchy amount of points here. We're talking a few points, right? Like we're talking a good little scalp intraday. Now, if you want to go for the entire day's move, that's more of swing trading. And can you do that on the 5 minute chart? Yes, you can. Should you? I mean, I guess that's up to you. It depends on your trading style. But what I can say is that this long only back test is just absolutely market crushing and just a testament to the research and development from the team at Happy Trader. So that's today's video. I won't bore you any longer. It's Ryan from happytrader.io. Go ahead and subscribe. You can also check out our other videos. You can check out our product at happytrader.io. Good luck, have a great day, and happy trading.